What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at some new Blue Digimon, although to be fair, one of them is a dual type blue and yellow, so I suppose that might have been a little bit of a lie, and all I can do is apologise. But we got fun new Digimon cards to talk about, so let's not apologise too much, let's just get rather excited indeed. And let's start off with our lovely little Patamon. Patamon here comes around with free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve from either blue or yellow, and free 1000 power. Cool. And this reminds me of the kind of cards we just saw in those starter decks, because those starter decks of course had a bunch of Digimon that, like Patamon, were single colour Digimon, but had the ability to Digivolve from a couple different types. Wormmon would be a nice example because it can Digivolve from blue or green, despite just being a green Digimon. And basically, what this actually allows you to do is just mix colours so much more easily. It allows you to have a bit of a muck about and flick between blue and yellow kind of as you like. And this is awesome. So you can be playing a blue and yellow deck and you've only flipped over a yellow Digitamer, but you can just go straight up into Patamon and then go all the way up through blue, being able to Digivolve from 2 different colours. It's a little thing, but it's a genuinely good thing. We've then got an inheritable skill, which might sound familiar from Digimon like Wormmon. It's at the end of your turn, this Digimon can Jogress Evolve with your other Digimon into a Digimon card from your hand by paying its Jogress Evolution cost. And we still haven't had proper confirmation about exactly how this works, but it seems to basically just potentially give you quicker and easier Jogress Evolution. So now if I've got a level 6 that wants to Jogress Evolve, I can potentially do that from a couple of level 4s, rather than the level 5s I would usually have to use, and it can happen at the end of your turn to set yourself up nicely. This seems kind of cool. I still think we need confirmation on exactly how it works to really see the benefits, because it's not a particularly clear skill. There are some questions hanging over, and we will get an FAQ soon on the starter decks, which will answer everything, and when that happens, I'll bring it to you in a video. But it certainly seems to just suggest you can have easier and quicker evolution, and that's always a good thing. It also does mean this is a set version of basically the Wormmon from the starter deck, which I find kind of cool. We've seen this before, types of cards which start in the starter deck and then just end up coming to other colours in the set proper. If you want another example, the Salamon from the other starter deck is basically the same as this as well. Although I do find it interesting that Patamon does get the 3000 power rather than the 2. So that's Patamon then. Patamon seems kind of fun, but we've also got Angemon. And also, I am a huge fan of cards that tell a story. Both of these cards are drawn by the artist Koki, and they clearly do have a bit of a story going on, because in the Patamon card, it seems to be kind of grabbing Angemon and those weird things around his legs. But then when you get to the level 4, they're sitting down and Patamon, they're not actually sitting down, are they? They're kind of flying, but Patamon seems to be being less of a nuisance in that one. But they seem to be bros, and I find that very happy indeed. Angemon here is a 5 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 6000 power, level 4? Like, the 3 cost to Digivolve is high. This should be 2, frankly. This should be a 2 cost to Digivolve. So it better be worth it. And it can Digivolve from blue or yellow, and that's good. But just to be clear, no, I don't think the fact that it can evolve from blue or yellow actually makes this good enough. We need something more, ladies and gentlemen. Frankly, this doesn't cut it. The good news is we've got some good skills. On your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve, if you have 3 or fewer security, recovery. And we've seen this before. Like, this is yellow have gone through periods in this game where they have been the best colour. And there's a bunch of stuff that yellow have done. They lower power and all of that. But let's not be under any illusions here. The best thing about yellow Digimon is recovery. Being able to get those cards back, making your opponent take extra security cards, think about all the games you've lost against yellow decks. I am willing to bet that a significant proportion of them were lost as a direct result of your opponent recovering security when you thought you had the game in your bag. In the bag? Nah, it still works. And this just gives you extra recovery, and that's awesome. It is not the only yellow level 4 that gives you recovery. Gladamon from BT5? Wow, that one doesn't really work, because you can get a warrior or a holy warrior from your stack and then recovery, but you're not actually recovering, you're replacing, so meh. Leomon as a security card from EX1. At the end of the battle, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, you trigger recovery +1. The thing is, that is as a security card, so you don't, and to be fair, there are actually cards out there that can kind of put cards on the top of your security, but unless you're playing a deck that specifically does that, you can't guarantee it's going to come out as a security card. You may well end up being a little bit disappointed. You have been a little bit warned. And then we got the promo Gatomon, whereby when you play it, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, you trigger recovery +1. Well, that's actually very similar, except this is an evolution skill. I should say, however, the way it's worded is kind of super weird, because it's not when you Digivolve into it, it's on your turn when this Digimon would Digivolve if you have 3 or less security. So it's kind of when you're Digivolving out of it, not when you're Digivolving into it, which is kind of weird. It's not a Digivolution skill, it is an your turn skill, which is kind of a little bit weird, but it still gives you recovery. And obviously Gatomon is a nice alternative here. They both do similar things, but remember Gatomon is a play skill, so you've got to pay that 6 memory to play it in order to actually get that skill rolling. Either way, this is recovery, and although we've got other options in yellow, and again, not all of them are perfect options, but we do have some other options, we don't have other options in blue. Blue doesn't do this. This is not a blue thing. Blue does not recover. You just don't. Go on to DigimonCard.dev if you don't believe me. Search for blue cards with recovery, and you're going to run out very quickly. There are none. Recovery, as it stands at the moment, is not a skill that exists in blue cards. This is now the first ever blue Digimon with recovery. So yeah, you'd better believe blue players are going to want to play this just for that. Even if you ignore everything else about the card and just treat it like a standard, ordinary, everyday run-of-the-mill blue level 4, you telling me there aren't blue players out there that want to use this for recovery? You better believe there are. This is a redonkulous skill. Also, there's an inheritable skill that when you attack, if your security is 3 or more, you may choose one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon and return it to their hand, which is going to force them to pay extra memory to replay it and all of that and blah blah blah. It's cool, it's nice, it's a really good bonus, but let's make no bones about it, it's the recovery that's the best here. But we also have a Tamer, so we should talk about Takaishi Takeru. We've got a 4 cost to play normally, which is frankly on the top end, and that usual you get to play it without paying when it comes out as a security. We've seen that a million times. At the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, you put it to 3. Again, that's not new. We've seen that on a bunch of different Digimon since the game came around. And on your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks your blue Digimon, you may rest it to draw a card, as in rest this Tamer to draw a card. And the thing is, right, the cost isn't cheap, the main skill isn't unique, or the top skill at least, and the security skill is one we see on literally every Tamer. Even the ones that have proper inheritable skills still have a security skill which lets you play them for free, so they all do that. But it's draw power. And draw power is good. And again, if we go over to DigimonCard.dev and search for Digimon that draw, there are some. BT4, Thomas H. Norstein, you draw a card when you play it, but it's a one-shot deal. You play it, you pay the free memory, you draw a card, that's it. That's all you're getting. It's the only card you're going to draw with this. It's not exactly perfect, I think is fair to say. Yes, you're still drawing a card. Yes, it's a blue Tamer, but It's not going to work all that much, and it's a one-shot deal, and then it's done. We've got Matashida from BT6 that gains a memory and draws a card when you bring a Digimon with Gabumon or Garurumon in its name from the breeding area to the battle area. And look, that's a phenomenal card. No one's arguing it's not. I've not seen anyone arguing it's not. It's great. But it's only for Gabumon and Garurumon decks. And then we've got Taikamiya, which says that this is the promo 12. If you got a Digimon with Vegemon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer and draw a card. Or give one of your Digimon an extra 1,000 power. My point is, Thomas Norstein is a one-shot deal, Matt is only for Gabumon and Garurumon decks, and Tai is only for Vegemon decks. And what that all adds up to is, there is nothing that gives us general draw. Draw for any Digimon for blue as a Tamer. So you know what? That makes this a very, very interesting, good card. Now, it's only when your blue Digimon is attacked, when they're attacking your stack, it doesn't work. But the fact of the matter is, if you can get this out nice and early, you can be drawing extra cards, most turns, and this is really good. It's not perfect. It's not amazing. It's not going to be a staple in every blue deck. I don't think it could, but I don't think it will be. But we've got draw power. It's just not for every deck. Every blue deck. This could be for every blue deck. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the new cards. That's what I think, and now it's over to you guys. I want to know which of these you like. I want to know if you think the Tamer is going to be a standard in every deck. I want to know how cute you think Patamon and Angemon are together. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.